Okay. Hopefully we're actually live. Check something. Okay. Okay, cool. That worked. Okay. Yeah. That worked. That worked. Alright. Hello everyone, my name is Paolo Jasa, and I am the young adult librarian in the Govans branch of the Enoch Pratt Free Library. Today is another session of, what's it called, a manga drawing lessons weekly. Keep on getting messed up by, like, this title here, it's the wrong one, I didn't put that there. We're kind of continuing where we left off a couple of weeks ago. What's it called? I think I'm torn between continuing our character design, quote-unquote, lesson from Black History Month, even though it's already March. Not entirely my fault. No, somewhat entirely my fault, because last week was unfortunately last week was cancelled due to me not being here in the branch. Anyway, as you may notice, to my left, right here, are some QR codes. I hope I'm pointing this right. Yes, QR codes that will lead you to this YouTube channel, which is where the live streams are archived, where you can watch them again for more tips and tricks and all that. And I think I'm pointing to the right one. There we go. No, this one was a channel. This one was the, what's it called? Drive. The manga drawing lessons drive, where all the quote-unquote lessons are stored, where these QR codes are stored, and like a whole host of other things that'll be useful as you grow into an artist. Anyway, these manga drawing lessons are brought to you by the Enoch Pratt Free Library of Baltimore, Maryland. And it is also a take and make, which means if you go to the Govans branch at 5714 Bologna Avenue, you can, well, if you're a teen, you can go to the branch and grab like a starter pack, which involves like a binder, some really nice paper, and some really cool like drawing utensils, drawing utensils. Huh. I didn't realize that word meant the same as like kitchen utensils or drawing utensils. Drawing tools, I guess. Not just pencils, but like what's it called? We have a couple of like calligraphy pens, some non-photo blue. That's really useful if you want to draw on something and then that's called ink it and then like scan it, and then so like you can color it later, or it just shows off just the inks. It's really cool. And well, like and kneaded erasers, a whole host of things. So right now, what's it called? Well, there's also lessons and stuff, like I said, in the two QR codes right here. It's kind of weird to have to point it at an angle because I can kind of see where I am. But yeah, scan those QR codes, you'll be taken to this YouTube channel and to the Google Drive where all these lessons are. And again, all of these are free, so you can take them if what's it called? You can like print them out if you like. Let's see. Oh, and of course, the take and make physical take and makes are first come first served basis because we only have so many. While supplies last, blah 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 blah. Anyway, so this is what you'll get when you go to the Maryland driving license. No, manga drawing lessons weekly. Google Drive. Basically, scan tutorials of all the things that we've gone through, and some of the poses for Black History Month. that I hope some of you have managed to draw on and take. It's really fun to use and pose like a couple weeks ago, and I think we're actually, if we're gonna do continue on our original character remix, we actually started with this one. Not really the best pose for it, only because, you know, remix doesn't tend to be like a full assault hero or like a jumpy hero, and they tend to be like, in my mind, they tended to be like a more tactical, tactical hero, so to speak. It's a modern in my system because, good heavens, it's feel thirsty. Ooh, slurpstream. Anywho, let's oh yeah. Oh, also, in the CSP window, you can actually see them up here as well. They're the same QR codes. They lead to the same places, so you can peruse them as you will. But unfortunately, I was a little late in terms of starting up and getting started with this. With this session, so I'm actually still in the middle of getting my practice, my sketch practicing in. It's unfortunately been a while since I've been able to do some digital artwork. I don't know if it's just feeling burnt out or just having a lot of stuff happening in my life right now, and of course constant world news, fun stuff. Constant agony of being in the living in historical, interesting times and major historical moments. God. Hey, Mr. Jasa, what were you doing when Russians invaded Ukraine? I'll be like, drawing. Geopolitically, it's not an issue that we can really do much about in the United States, especially if you're just a citizen. It's a little bonkers, but you warm up these muscles, train with them. You train with them so you don't remember. Rather, so you don't forget how these work. That's how it goes. Latency is a bit of an issue here. Unchamp. Do it. I noticed I actually lightened up the quote-unquote sketch. Really? It's 10 minutes, man. Notice that I lightened up the sketches. Kind of like the guidelines here a little bit, because I realized, like, if I was working in a kind of a light color, it's hard to see where the lines were, or what marks I've been making with regards to lines and stuff. Oh, it's not caps lock it. There we go. Yeah, cheating, but not quite. Like a bright yellow. kind of contrasts a bit. Kind of frustrating. Ooh. It's the most I can do. Just some couple literal stretches. It's been a while since it's like this. Mostly been used to play a video game, specifically Horizon Zero Dawn, not Forbidden West. Can't afford a PS5 right now, so what's it called? Can't exactly be playing a nice AAA video game like that. At least not immediately. At least not right now. We will see. We will see. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to mention the fact that we are a library. Okay, 1 second. This is perfect time to use this fine. What's it called? This fine. What's it called? Slide that I've been used before. Anyway, so all of these lessons that were on the Manga drawing lessons Google Drive right here. Are available. Are available on the Google Drive, and were taken mostly from Robert Mark Criley's book Mastering Manga #1, and Shoko and Makoto Sawa's book, The Complete Guide to Drawing Action Manga. Now, I highly recommend this book in particular because it's got some really fun poses that you can use and trace and otherwise add to like the visual vocabulary to your drawings and stuff. Now, and we're gonna go ahead and transition back into Clip Studio Paint because, well, I do love the seeing myself get like the full view type thing with a slightly bigger picture. It's a little unnerving. Anywho. Alright, where were we? So this is basically done. Let's go ahead and open up the one I wanted. There it is. I guess we should really finish up Tracer here, because I want to be able to add more details to her. And it is Women's History Month. So after some time, like away from this particular photo, or rather this particular piece, I'm starting to see a couple of wonky bits. Starting to see a few wonky bits in terms of detail in the third layer. The wonky bits in terms of like the second sketch layer. Let's see. This really is just like chunk. So is this to a certain extent. Let's add a little bit more detail to the shoe. Or rather, not even detail, but rather just, you know. Let's sketch it out a little bit. Crocs love. Such a big eraser. For the detail. Oh. Here's the problem about zooming in so quick, so far. You realize like that's a lot of detail for just one shoe. Actually, it's fine. At the same time, you've got to zoom out, make sure your entire photo is like can be seen. Like as a whole, so that like the super detailed shoe and feet aren't too distracting from the main piece, the whole, which makes sense. But also, this is a Blizzard character, and so the devil really is in the details sometimes, because that's the entire point. La la la. I kinda wish I had the entire character turn around for Racer here. So I can kind of see like the full model of the shoe or something. That's just me taking my time. Oh, what's it called? Sure, like the bits and bobs are right. You don't need to worry about all the bits and bobs, but sometimes you kind of want to be. Depends on how you feel about the piece. Oh, how you as a person feel about the piece. Technically my third pass at all of the, which is pretty wild when you think. Should give some thought into the background a little bit. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. Thinking like speed raceway in terms of what the background is. Almost solid streaks of like radiant light, just kind of like seeing an afterglow of Tracer as she goes by. It's pretty neat. I like it. But yeah, a good chunk of this is just refining, and rendering. If I had more time to prepare and more time to add more details into this flowchart workflow, also because it's been a while since I drew, then this would go by a little faster. I'm trying to look at it real hard and keep seeing like a particular issue here. Can't quite place what's wrong with this bit here. Keep looking at it for about a couple of seconds to see if it pops up at me. that picture. Curved. Just needed to show. It's almost as if the piece itself is curving away. To indicate stress or something. There it is. A bit more. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like the curve of the jacket. Kind of like accentuate the speed line. That's what I'm saying. There we go. Let's save this, because I think I want to use the liquify tool a little bit. Being weird in chat. There. Oh. Okay, let's go ahead and save this layer and duplicate it. A nice effect, actually. But I want to save that layer and see what we can do by using the liquify tool to accentuate various pieces and places. a little extreme, but it does work. And they'll always have the first version of it to work off a little bit. It's nice. Oh. Sorry, my phone is getting a little... Jeez. Okay. So, did Lookify tool a little bit. Just to mess with it to see if we can add a little bit to it a little bit. Looks fine. Oh. Whew. Now, the real devil. Level is in the details, because we're basically adding on a little bit from what's called using this reference photo as a way to kind of get more into the chunky bits, or rather the crunchy bits of this costume and illustration. Sorry, the music is kind of helping me vibe a bit. Just nice. Oh. Ah. Okay. Let us add another layer. And go ahead and add a vector layer, because that's the easiest layer to use with something like this. Specifically, G-Pen for like the full manga effect. And we're gonna go full black here. Kind of like really get into the weeds of the bits. Oh, wrong layer. precocious. Her brows very strong. Type of brows you can get away with while designing your own female character. At the point where you really shouldn't be bogged down by the details. Drawing anime eyes is always fun. and animate the death of that, and the pressure settings on this particular tablet seem to be not responsive or incredibly responsive. It's always not. That works. Okay. I think we're basically 5 minutes away from calling it a day. So let's review on what we managed to do. Right now, we are currently sitting at... Right now, we're currently looking at the full inking layer of the... What's called? Inking layer of the, illustration stage. That's going to go by a little faster than the sketching stage because it's the equivalent of... The sketching to inking, I feel, has always been the equivalent of, constructing the bones versus painting the walls, because you already know where the bones are, you already know where bricks and all the construction part of the sketching is. Simply it's a matter of rendering it out to smoothen out the process. Although that could just be me, I'm not the last opinion on these things, so I recommend talking to other folks with regards to how they feel about the inking process, specifically how feeling of sketching is a construction phase of the illustration versus inking. In any case, from afar it looks fine. I'm not gonna scooch that at all, but for now I'm gonna go ahead and start breaking stuff down in terms of all the other things that we're talking today. Let's see. Right, so here, and then close all of this. Alright. So, like I said, this has been a what's called Manga Drawing Lessons weekly session. We'll do this again next week. Hopefully we can get started, or rather continue like the inking process. Like I said, it's akin to like putting up more of the solid walls than it is painting. Painting is its own thing, so that's always fun. Anyway, so we'll be here again next Tuesday at around the same time, depending on whether or not I can get stuff started and get stuff prepared. But for now, thank you for joining us. This has been the Manga Drawing Lessons Weekly program here at the Govans branch of the Enoch Pratt Free Library. I have been your host, Paolo Chasa, the young adult librarian of said branch in Baltimore, Maryland. Thank you, and have a wonderful night.